Alright, Shalom. Uh-oh. I pressed the button. Right? Look at these devils, nigga. You fucking devils, man. Satan. Satan. Shaitan. Right? I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Rule well and teach well. A big shalom to the hopeful elect out there. Push city. Alright? Shalom. Alright? And as you can see, these are the so-called Edomites, the so-called Caucasian, the so-called white man, right? The devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Right? Right? Yes. Is the elite, some of the elites, right? Some of the elites are these devils, man. Right? These are some of the devils that run this earth right now, right? Some of them, Edomites, right? Now, it says, the so-called white man is the biblical red Hebrew Edomite who is said to be destroyed as per Obadiah chapter 1. Now, let's look at that. Obadiah chapter 1, okay? Obadiah chapter 1, man, right? Right? The vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai power. It says concerning Edom, Esau Edom, right? Now, Edom, right? Where do you see Edom for the first time? Genesis 25 and 30 says, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, that with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore his name was called Edom, right? This nigga name is Edom, okay? His name was changed to Edom by Jacob, right? Because it first came out red. He came out red, Adawam, right? He had no pigment. He had no melanin. You ever seen a white baby be born? The fuckers are red. They're red, man, right? Now, let's go into the word Edom, right? First Esau, Harry, all right? Right? Eldest son of Isaac and Rebekah, and twin brother to Jacob, sold his birthright for food, right? He sold the birthright to the kingdom of heaven for some fucking food. That's your forefather, Mr. White Man, Mr. White Woman, right? Right? It says for food when he was hungry, and divine blessing went to Jacob, right? The progenitor of the Arab people. That's a damn lie. That's the progenitor of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, Haitian, and Jamaican, right? Right? Those people are the biblical Israelites because they're the ones who keep going into fucking slavery over and over again, all right? Not you devils. You them small hat, curly fried, sideburn, rat nose bastards. Y'all niggas not getting in. Who the fuck is y'all? Y'all Amalek. That's Esau Edom. That's your forefather, right? You are not one of us, okay? You'll never be one of us. Now, you go into the interlinear concordance, you go to Edom, right? As we did for Esau, right? Edom, it means red, right? Idumean, descendants of Esau, the land of Edom, Idumea, the land southeast of Palestine, all right? You niggas are red people, right? Red neck. If you stand in the sun without no motherfucking sunscreen on, what color you gonna turn? You gonna turn fucking red, right? Redneck, right? Y'all literally are red. Your blood shows through your skin, man. We can see you, right? We can see no pigment. That's the same curse that Cain was marked with, right? Just think about it. Adam couldn't have been white, because if Adam was white, then how the fuck will we have black people? Adam or Eve, right? If Noah was white, how could there be black people, right? Because that means his sons will be white and their wives will be white, just like in the movies that y'all got. That's impossible. You can't make white babies, right? All 100% white babies, then turn around and have a black baby. That's impossible, bro. Their genes are recessive. Impossible. So somebody lying here, and I know it ain't me, right? But let's go on. Cause right, it says, thou art small among the heathen. Y'all the smallest nation of people right now, right? Y'all keep fighting in these goddamn world wars, right? Right? It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord concerning Edom. You know what I'm saying? We have heard a rumor from the Lord, Yahweh, an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us arise up against her in battle. Right? And this what's finna getting happen, nigga. That's finna gonna happen, bro. That's finna gonna happen, bro. Right? World War III, bro. It's gonna be happening again. They said the second woe has passed. The third woe coming quickly. The second destruction, the second world war, bro. The third one is coming quickly, bro. If not already started, bro. Since Ukraine, bro. Right? All right. Just like Germany invaded Poland, Ukraine invaded, or Russia invaded Ukraine. Right? Right? Which trickled down, right? Has a trickle down domino effect, right? Which leads to all out chaos. Now you got all these different nations around the world gearing up and getting ready to shoot at each other, man. Okay? Right? Arise ye and let us arise up against her in battle, man. Right? The daughter of Babylon. America is the daughter of Babylon. Who was reigned by? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, bro. Right? It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The entire fucking earth hates you. Thou art greatly, the animals hate you. You put the animals in fucking cages and zoos for amusement. You know how foul that is? You inject them with shit. That's poison, man. You hunt the animals down to extinction, bro. And take pictures and hang them on your wall. Come on, man. It says the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, right? Your pride, your proud eagle, man. Proud to be an American, right? Proud devil. It says, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitations is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? Who's gonna bring America down, man? America the great and beautiful, right? We got the best military, we're the mightiest, right? Right? It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, right? Who the fuck exalts thyself as the eagle, bro? You do. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You exalt yourself as the eagle, man. You know, that's all your characteristics, man. Right? Nazi Germany, the eagle. Rome, the eagle. Great Britain, the eagle. France, the eagle. Spain, the eagle. Portugal, the eagle. Right? America, the eagle. Canada, the eagle. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right? We know who you are, man. Right? Right? The eagle has landed on the moon, so-called. The eagle has landed, right? Though thou salt thyself as the eagle, though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, right? Don't you go out of outer space, so-called, right? You said the eagle has landed, bro, right? Thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh, right? That's when you gonna go down. You gonna go down, bro, right? Ever since, ever since the late 60s and 70s, right? That's when we came on. We came in 1969. That's when we came on the scene, right? The prophets after the 3 days and a half, the 350-year period from 1619, from slavery when we started, all the way to 1969, and that's when y'all supposedly went to the moon, right? And set your nest amongst the stars. This will I bring thee down, right? The Lord sent the prophets out on the highways and byways. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you switch from the gold standard to the petrodollar, which hurt your economy. Now you on borrowed time. Y'all on borrowed time, y'all, and y'all in $33 trillion plus. Maybe it's like 40 trillion dollars in debt right now, bro. You know what I mean? Right? It says, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Right? Would they have not? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? Right? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Right? Didn't you rape and rob everybody? Right? No, don't. So we not gonna have no pity on you when your shit gets fucked up. We gonna laugh at your ass. We gonna laugh at you, man. Did you not mistreat the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, yo? You mistreated them horribly. All of them were at peace with you at one point, right? You tried to make sure that you know how to read and write, and know how to bathe yourself, right? So it showed you how to survive, bro. Showed you how to survive, bro. This shit is uncomfortable, right? Showed you how to live, man. You what? You brought out that blade and got the swing in that bitch, killing babies and shit, right? So, fuck you. You getting robbed for everything. You stole everything that you own right now. You stole everything, all right? And the Lord gonna jack your ass up. Yep. It says, however, the things that Esau searched out, right? You can't hide this shit, man, right? We calling you a devil to your damn face, bro, and you can't take it. And you turn a red dragon, right? Serpent. You the old dragon from the garden. You the old serpent, bro. Right? You know what I'm saying? And the Lord gonna destroy you. You said Cain said his punishment was too hard to bear. Right? So the Lord said he was gonna deal with you. And he finna deal with your ass. Right? He finna deal with your ass, bro. You should have never you should have let that punishment be upon you, bro. Right? You should have took that punishment, bro. You shouldn't yo stupid ass. You just made it worse for yourself. So you can't handle this, right? All right, I got something for you. I'm gonna deal with you myself. Bro, that's the worst mistake you could have ever done, bro. Right? That's the worst thing you could have done. Man, let's see. Right? It says, all the men of thy confederacy, right? The confederacy. Who was confederate out this bitch? Right? I live in a confederate state right now. Right? Right? It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Right? And prevailed against thee. Now all your allies is turning their backs on your ass, man. Right? They leaving you behind. Right? Because of your president, Mr. Trump, Nero, 47. Right? Nero 47. Right? Says, and prevailed against thee. Now, Salakia. It says, wait a minute, where I was at? It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There was none understanding in them. Right? Right? There was no understanding in you, so everybody fucked you over because you was fucking everybody over, bro. You was fucking everybody over, bro. Number one, you fucked over the children of Israel, bro. The apple of the Lord's eye, bro. The chosen people, bro. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians and Jamaicans. That's your ass. Off rip for that. Not only that, but you destroyed the earth, man. You destroyed the fucking earth, bro. Right? Right? It says, verse 8, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? So your fucking Einsteins, your fucking Oppenheimers gonna get put to death. Right? Your scientists in Tesla, they all gonna get put to death. Nigga, all your computer technicians death. Right? Right? Your scientists, your astro scientists, right? Your space wizards and shit and death. All them niggas gonna get put to death. All of them. Right? You're gonna destroy the wise man, right? It says, and understanding out of the Mount Esau. So you ain't gonna be able to understand what the fuck going on while you getting destroyed, bro. Right? Right? And we gonna laugh at your ass, man. Right? It says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed. That's a people of Edom, man. That's a city of Edom, right? Right? The whole line. Right? It says, to the end that everyone of the Mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter, bro. So y'all niggas is going to fucking die, bro. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to fucking die. America is going to die. Germany's going to die. Italy, Portugal, Spain, United Kingdom, right? Netherlands, Sweden, Switzerland, right? Right? Romania, Croatia, all these places are going to get fucked up in war, bro. Bro, and should I keep going? Right? Czechoslovakia, right? Right? Serbia, all you Edomites, right? Russia, Ukraine, Bosnia, Lithuania, Romania, Greece, bro, France, right? Y'all all gonna get cut off by slaughter, bro. Right? Right? It says, to the end that everyone of the Mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. And y'all, everyone, not one of you is going to live, right? And that's fully going to kick off in verse 15 on down, right? Right? And I'm gonna show you. Right? It says, verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. You're gonna be cut off. You're never gonna rule the earth again. Right? You're not gonna put no fucking chemtrails in the fucking skies, right? You're not gonna poison the food, right? Put all these goddamn chemicals, right? You're not gonna fuck up the water. You're not gonna put oil in the ocean, right? You're not gonna cause another fucking world war. We not having World War IV. There's no way. We're not letting you rule that long, right? Your rules come to an end. You have destroyed enough. You have destroyed enough, bro. We will never let you rule the earth again, ever. It says, thou shalt be cut off forever. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Right? You was our twin brother. You supposed to be the closest to us, right? But you wanted to be the fucking devil, man, right? You raped, robbed, and murdered God's chosen people, bro. So you're going to be cut off by slaughter forever, man. And you're never going to rule again. You will never see the light of day. All you will know is a boot up your ass until your 1,000-year slavery is up, and then which will lead to your extermination, like the dinosaurs, right? It says, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers, which was the Israelites, were carried away captive, carried away captives, his forces, right? All our mighty men, right? We went into slavery, which caused the rest of our people to go into slavery, right? Because we ain't had no might, right? Right? It says, and the foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, right? They flipping coins on whoever can take this motherfucker as a slave, right? 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 That's what y'all helped do. That's what y'all did. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah, you got auction blocks and shit. Remember? Remember that? Right? It says on Jerusalem. So the holy city, right? Judah. Judah is in Jerusalem, right? Right? And Jerusalem also is basically the whole entire 12 tribes, right? It says, even thou was one of them, right? We was once brothers. We was once cool, man. Man, I thought we was brothers. No, you wanted a double burger with cheese, nigga. Fucking Cain, nigga. Right? It says, but thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, right? You shouldn't have looked down on us. You should never overly fucked us up, bro. Right? We already had our punishment. The Lord punished us. Yes, we get punished. We get our ass beat. That's our father, right? But your bastard ass, you mad because you ain't got no daddy, right? So you want to goddamn do shit to me because I got a daddy. All right, so you can get your ass whooped worse, nigga. Right? You can get your ass whooped worse, bro. Know what I mean? Right? It says, neither shouldst thou rejoice over the children of Judah, right? The Negroes, right? The children of Judah, the kingdom of Judah, right? The um American Negro, right? American Black, West Indian, Haitian, right? Jamaican. Those would be the kingdom of Judah, right? Right? It says, on the day of the destruction, neither shouldst thou have spoken proudly in the day of their distress, right? Y'all was happy. Y'all was sending postcards. You have to send postcards of pictures of my brothers, right? My cousin them, right? Being fucking strung up on a fucking tree, bro. Yo, postcards? What the fuck? Bro, it says, thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. You should have never came over here. You should never came over here in America, bro. You basically sealed your fate even much more, right? You already got to suffer for what you did in Mount Seir in Egypt when we was in the wilderness and you was trying to kill the back of the line of our people. When we was trying to march our ass out of that fucking Red Sea, right? And wander the wilderness for 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Right? Right? Um, but not only that, but you gotta pay for what you did during the time of the Babylonians, during the time of King David, during the time of the Greeks, the Romans, and now. And what you did as Cain, bro, when before the flood, in the reincarnation, bro. Bro, y'all got a heavy ass tab, bro. Y'all gotta pay, bro. Y'all got a heavy ass tab, bro. And that's not something I want to be a part of, bro. Right? I don't want to be an Edomite. I don't want to be you. Hell no. Fuck no. No, sir. Mm-mm. Right? It says, right? It says, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamities. You shouldn't have even took our gold, bro. You should never came to the shores of America and took the riches off the sand of the beach. You shouldn't have took a seashell, boy. You tripping, right? Don't you know there's a judgment for what you doing, right? There's a judgment, bro. Right? He says, neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway and cut off those that did escape. Neither shouldest thou deliver up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. So even when we was fucking hidden and you pointed us out, hey, them niggas right there, get that nigga, get that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that goes from back in the past life and the Roman captivity, the Greek captivity, right? In Greece, Because we wouldn't celebrate King Antiochus Epiphanes' birthday, they would put us in frying pans and cut our limbs off and our tongues out and fry us, bro, alive, bro. Right? They would kill our babies and put their ears on necklaces and they penises on necklaces and make us walk around with the dead baby in our hand, bro. The women, bro. Right? They used to make pouches out of our fucking skin. Tobacco pouches. Right? They'll make fucking the check this chainsaw massacre, right? They used to cut the black man face off, right? Rape him in front of his wife and children, rape the wife, kill the children, and fry the fucking grandparents alive, bro. Bro, that's where they get that inspiration from that, man. You know what I'm saying? Bro, bro, this is y'all came at us harshly in the day of our distress, in the day of our calamity, and you overdid much, right? Right? Now look at the header of verse 15 in the blue letter Bible. It says the day of the Lord and the future. Right? The day of the Lord and the future. The day of the Lord ain't happened yet. The Lord ain't returned yet, bro. That's the day of the Lord. Right? In the future. So that's after that. That's the kingdom of heaven. Right? It says, for verse 15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. So all you races of people, right, through Psalms 83, Psalms 83rd chapter, y'all all had a part in our slavery one time or another, right? Y'all all was confederate against us, man. All of you, y'all all sat at a round table and said, how we gonna cut these niggas off from being Israelites and serve their God, right? So we can be in rulership forever. Because once they follow their God, they're gonna rule over the earth. We can't have this. Right? We don't want to be slaves. We don't want to do righteous things. We want to do what we want. We want to serve our gods. Right? Right? And you know who it was. You know who was the chief priest of that occasion, man. You know who was the high ruler of that, man. Esau Edom, so-called white man. You know he was on forefront. You know he don't like niggas, savages, and wetbacks. You know that for sure. Look what he doing down in there at the border, bro. Right? All them children missing and shit. We know you a natural born fucking profane person, right? Or fornicator, right? Lest there be any fornicator, right? Hebrews 12 and 16. Or profane person, as Esau, for one morsel of meat, sold his birthright, right? Nigga sold your fucking birthright. Now you mad. Now you fucking mad, bro. Cause you sold it. Nigga, nah, nigga. Don't forget what you said. I swear to you this day, brother. Right? Come on, man. Right? It says, right? It says, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Oh, well, so what you did is gonna come on your ass, bro. All that shit is gonna come on your ass, bro. You wonder why you ain't pay yet? Because the wrath is bubbling up for the day of the Lord, bro. That's why the Lord is coming angry, bro. He coming with fire, bro. He gonna burn your ass up. You gonna burn your White House. You gonna burn your farm. You gonna burn your city. You gonna burn your guns, your weapons, your fighters, right? Your angels. You gonna burn your angels, as I mean, and the angels is your fighter jets, your drones, your robots, right? Your Terminators, your Iron Men, right? Your AI. You gonna burn all of that shit, bro. All that shit, bro. Everything, man. He gonna burn the cattle. He gonna burn your birds. He gonna burn everything over here, man. Right? And y'all gonna try to fight him too. Y'all definitely gonna try to fight the Lord. Like Independence Day, right? The director of Independence Day got that from the Bible, bro. Right? But he wanna put his twist on it, right? Right? He wanna put his twist on it, bro. Right? he want to put his twist on it and try to defeat the Lord. Instead of the Lord sitting on that damn chariot, on that UFO, they put a pillar up there, trying to hide the fact that the Lord gonna be standing on his chariot. As per Second Ezra, the 13th chapter. Come on, man. Right? Right? It says, it shall be done unto thee, thy reward shall return upon thy own head. So, right, that makes me think of Revelation chapter 18, right? I believe it's 18 and 6. Yep. It says, reward her, even as she rewarded you double according to her works, right? And the cup which she had filled unto you, filled to her double. So so you times that by two, right? You times double by two. That's four. And you times that by two, that's eight. So you finna get 8 times. You finna get that ass, bro. That's your ass, bro. Right? That's your ass. Number verse 7. It says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. Who was this talking about? This talking about Babylon, mystery Babylon, America, the whore that got her legs wide open and she think with her fucking pussy. Right? Right? Your brain, you supposed to think with your brain. Your brain is your nucleus. Why is your government the brain of the body in her pussy, bro? Because she's a fucking whore. She got kids everywhere, right? She got military bases everywhere in every country, bro. She's neither a keeper at home. She's a trespasser by wine, bro. Transgressor, right? By wine philosophy, right? God loves everybody. Oh, you can be what you want. You can be free. No, that ain't what the Lord said. Nigga, he gonna kill your ass. You know what I mean? Right? It says, and live deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she said in her heart, I sit a queen and I am no widow. She ain't never really been invaded before. She ain't never had a D-Day invasion on her own soil, bro. She ain't never been invaded, bro. She ain't never been defeated up close and personal in war, bro. She might have got pimp slapped, hit Pearl Harbor, 9/11, but that ain't no, nah, nah, uh-uh. She ain't never get ravished, right? She ain't never get ran down on. She ain't never get stomped out, bro. She ain't never get stoned for being a whore. You know the punishment for a whore, right, is either to get stoned to death or burn at the stake with fire, right? That's the punishment of a whore, bro. Right? It says, and shall see no sorrow, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, and strong is the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai power, who judgeth her. Y'all gonna fucking burn, bro. Y'all gonna fucking burn, bro. Yo, y'all gonna burn, bro. And it's on your own head. You should have never touched the children of the Lord, bro. Now you gotta suffer, dummy. Hey, but look, man, our punishment is at an end. We had a punishment, right? Which was slavery 7 times, right? This is our final slavery. After this, your turn, buddy. Oh, we gonna put hell on you. We gonna put hell on you. Oh yeah, I don't want to rot this off. I make it on this side, and I get to round y'all ass up. And when y'all come to my plantation, oh, just know, hey, and you ain't working. Esau, you're not working personally. You just gonna get tortured the whole time. 6 days a week, buddy. Right? The only time you get to rest is the Shabbat and the high holy days. Right? Right? It says, for as ye, verse 16, Obadiah 1, it says, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain. right? The holy mountain is to Zion, Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, right? So shall all the heathen drink continuously. So all you heathens, all your Hamites, right? Also you Shemites who do not sin, who do not descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Right? Y'all all going into slavery, bro. Y'all gonna drink in this cup. Y'all gonna drink in this cup of slavery, bro. Y'all gonna drink in this cup of torment and torture and death, right? And pain and suffering, right? Yea, they shall drink and they shall swallow down. So we gonna waterboard your ass with this cup. We gonna waterboard you, nigga. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? This is the cup of this judgment, man. We gonna waterboard you shit, right? And they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been, right? You Edomites is gonna be though as you never ruled the earth before. They gonna look at you like, what the fuck? Ugh. Get it away. Shoo. Why would you bring this in here? Right? This is right. Well, verse 17, it says, but upon Mount Zion shall there be deliverance. Zion, right? Israel. Israel's the only one that's getting delivered. The rest of you heathens are going into slavery, right? You gonna be in the kingdom of heaven, yes, for sure. For sure. But you ain't gonna be what us is. We gonna be immortal. You're gonna be a fucking slave. You're not gonna be immortal. You're gonna die every day, right? It says, there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So we gonna own everything you got, right? You building all this shit up for nothing, right? You just gonna give it to us, and we gonna take it, and we ain't gonna say thank you. We ain't gonna say thank you. We gonna destroy you, right? We gonna destroy you, right? After 1,000 years of us being risen up and our kingdom being built, right? That's how long it's gonna take for us to build the kingdom, for you to build the kingdom, because we not moving a finger. We not moving a fucking finger, Esau. Mm-mm. You gonna do it. The only thing I'm moving a finger for is when I'm fucking my wives or I'm beating your ass, right? He says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, right? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, the house of Jacob, the house of Judah, the kingdom of Judah, and the house of Joseph, a flame, the kingdom of Ephraim, right? The kingdom of Israel, right? The Hispanics and Native Americans, all the way down from Issachar to Naphtali to Reuben to Asher, Issachar, I said Issachar already, Ephraim, Manasseh, you know what I'm saying? Right? So on and so forth, right? That's the northern kingdom, the kingdom of Ephraim, the kingdom of Joseph, right? It says for the house of Esau, so-called white man, right? Small hats, right? Russians, French, all the European niggas, right? For the most part. Because everybody don't, like everybody of Esau that look like them don't descend from them, right? But the vast majority, vast majority, right? Right? It says the house of Esau for stubble, right? For stubble. You're gonna be stubble. And they shall kindle on them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. It ain't my words. The Lord said you gonna go extinct, nigga. It ain't my words, bro. The Lord hath spoken it. There shall not be any remaining. You're not gonna any remaining? Any remaining, bro. Y'all niggas is going extinct. Like the fucking dinosaurs, bro. All right? We gonna let the rest of the nations go. We gonna let the rest of the nations go. But you, Esau, there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So-called white man, you got a death date, man, as a whole. Shalom.